Coach, new week for you. I know that you and Coach Hype will go back a little bit. Maybe kind of characterize your relationship and your thoughts on him as a football coach.
Yeah, a guy that I got more respect for than maybe anybody in the profession. A great friend, somebody that had been a great mentor to me. Having the opportunity to work for him was just it was an incredible experience. A guy that's incredibly consistent, and you look what he's done, the amount of success that he's had, the culture he's created, at an incredible place. And man, just again, a ton of respect for who he is as a person, as a father, as a husband, and then obviously as a football coach as well.
Obviously they spent a little while wandering the wilderness, I guess, at Tennessee until he got there, and he's kind of got them competing at a really high level. How much do you kind of take from what he's done there and try to do a little bit of that in your program? And what have you kind of seen from him that you feel like you can kind of implement here?
It's seen a great deal of consistency, him being exactly who he's supposed to be as a leader and a guy that, again, I think those players inside the building, his staff, they know what to expect every single day. And results won't dictate who he is, again, as a person, how he interacts. And so there's a lot of that you hear me talking about, nonstop every single day as we're fighting to build this.
You saw a little bit more of Xavier Guyton running back. What did you see from him there and his opportunities? And is it a case, obviously, with Kevon out, where he can get more touches in the future?
Yeah, for Zay, I think I talked about it a little bit last Monday, but a guy that, again, has been really, really good for us on teams. And when he's had opportunity, he's played really well. He's created trust through the week, through his preparation, his process that's created some opportunity for him on the offensive side of the ball. I see that continuing. A guy that, again, has a ton of ability. Man, he's just incredibly young, but he's made great strides playing the position. A kid that you can coach the heck out of every single day, and excited about where he's going.
We were talking after the game on Saturday just about some of the pass protection stuff and how that's on Mike as well as on the offensive line. After reviewing some of the film, what did you see there, and how can both of those groups improve on that against a team with a really good pass rush?
Yeah, it really was. After going back and watching it, it was pretty close to what we talked about Saturday post game. At times, we've got to have the ability to firm up on the edge at tackle, and there's times where we're creating pressure, at the position of quarterback, where we've got to make sure we're not moving until we have to, finding the soft spots, manipulating the pocket the way we need to be able to help ourselves up front.
Jeff, your team is so battle-tested, on the road against all these top opponents. Even a couple weeks ago at home against Texas A&M. I don't even know how many top 10 teams you played, but how have those experiences kind of helped prepare you guys to go into Knoxville? And having those experiences already this year, giving you and the guys more confidence heading into Knoxville this weekend?
Yeah, I think the challenge this Saturday is a challenge of its own. I do think with living some of the experiences that we've lived throughout the season helps us understand what it's going to be like. Again, for us, so many young guys playing, especially on the offensive side of the ball, but our guys understanding with the crowd noise, the environment, that part of it creates strain and creates stress. We've done a better job, I thought, week 2, at Georgia than we did the week before in Austin. We need to be able to carry that growth over because, again, the setting, the environment, night game, it'll be an electric atmosphere. We've got to do a great job of communicating and finding ways to where we can take that out of our game.
You and Coach Heupel recruited a kid named Dylan Gabriel, who has become one of the best quarterbacks in college football. What are some things you saw in Gabriel as a freshman that you can see now in Van Buren and how he's playing and preparing?
Accuracy, anticipation, toughness. To me, that's some of the greatest things Dylan brought to the table were those things. And Mike, again, where he's got to continue to play better and better and better. Man, he was challenged this morning as he walked into the building. Again, I'm proud of the way the dude has played. His toughness, his leadership, being able to go put it on the line. But he is getting challenged in the moment right now to play better. And he's taking it, he's running with it. But from the standpoint of being accurate, having really good anticipation and playing with great toughness. To me, those are three things that DG's still doing that he was doing when he was 18 years old. And when you have that, you got a chance to build around it.
The first few years, Coach Heupel kind of built the pedigree around the offense, but you look up now, they got one of the best defensive units in the country. I think, 13 points a game, 274 yards allowed. When you watch film of them, what kind of stands out? How they've been successful on defense this year?
Yeah, a dominant defensive line, and they're able to roll 7 to 8 guys, and there's not drop off. And so that to me is where it sticks out in a big way that they have owned the line of scrimmage. And every single game that they've played incredible run defense. And it's a group that's really deep and that is also really old. It is juniors and seniors in their front, and they've played really well.
Coach, we've talked about the leadership of Jordan Mosley in the wide receiver room all year. How satisfying was it to see him have a breakout game on Saturday?
Yeah, it was great to see J-Mo have the opportunity to go make some plays. The week before, the ball did not find him, but the way he played was it was pretty special that nobody will ever talk about or know about. But the way he was able to win one-on-ones the week before, and then the ball doesn't find him in that game, and then for him to be able to capitalize on making some plays this past weekend was really good. To me, it's just him, man, being true to the process and fighting his butt off to be better every single day and creating some consistency.
Sadu had that tough, unsportsmanlike penalty against Arkansas, and then came back this week and scored his first touchdown with MSU.
Yeah.
How did you maybe just see him respond in that moment, or maybe just throughout the week leading up to Saturday to put him in that situation?
We talked about it in that team meeting last Monday, and made sure that everybody understood, and that's not going to be who we are. No part of our program is going to represent themselves or us that way. He took it, he understood it. I also mentioned we're not going to dwell on it, and Zico's been a guy that, again, has just played better and better and better. When he's had some opportunities, he's made some plays. He was frustrated he doesn't, make the play there in the end zone, had the ability to have 2 touchdowns, but he's a guy that's going to continue to be a big part of it.
You mentioned how much respect you have for Josh Heupel. I know obviously you both have that OU connection, but I noticed that the two of you were there together for a year as grad assistants, I believe. What was that experience like, and what's your personal relationship with him like as well from your time together in Norman?
Yeah, that's where it all started. Obviously, I was a student assistant. Hype was a GA, and man, grunting it up together in a tiny little office and spending a lot of hours together, breaking down opponents and finding ways to create shortcuts for the staff and the players. For me, at a really young age, after Hype had such an unbelievable career playing there, and again, there was great growth inside. And being 19, 20 years old, being able to, go at it every single day with him, which was great. And that was kind of the start of it. And then obviously coached against each other for a long time with both of us being in the Big 12. So again, great familiarity. And he's just done an unbelievable job.
Coach, the SEC last week released the new policy on what they called feigned injuries. I think fake might be the better word to use for them. As a coach who runs a high-tempo offense and is trying to get to the line quickly, what were your thoughts on that announcement and how that policy is going to work going forward?
Yeah, of course, I'm all in favor. Love it. Even this year it's come up a ton as we've been in the middle of some games. And so I love that that's where it's going.
Coach, Tennessee has a running back that's found the end zone quite a few times. Just what do you see from him? How do you see him having a nose for the end zone?
Yeah, this guy he has been incredible in running through trash, winning one-on-ones. Arm tackles don't tackle him, and that to me is what stands out on tape. Like, you have to get multiple people to the football. You got to get multiple people to get him on the ground, and that's going to be a huge part of Saturday night.
Any more questions?
Appreciate it. Thank you.